Hi, this is Bird from Bird's SVGs, and in this video we're going to be putting our Acorn shaker place card together. And I thought this would be a bit of fun to have at your dining table, and it could be a really great way to keep the kids occupied while they're waiting for their meal, that kind of thing. Mind you, a lot of adults like playing with them too, so feel free. Okay, so first of all we're going to be putting the walls of our shaker together. And the first section I always do is I add my acetate to my top layer. Because acetate isn't porous, it takes a little bit longer for the glue to dry on your acetate. So I always do that first, set that aside, and then work on the rest of the pieces. So there's 8 pieces in all. So you've got one that's above your acetate layer. So that means the wall of your acorn shaker section here is going to be 7 layers of card deep. So that gives you a nice area to put your sequins or your seed beads or whatever it is that you're using as your little shaker elements. There's plenty of room in there to add a few of those. So one by one I'm adding glue to each layer, and this is where a precision tip comes in really handy if you've got one. If not, don't worry, just add a few dots of glue around and it should be perfectly sufficient. You don't have to follow the whole line. And if you're interested, because I do get an awful lot of inquiries about the glue I use, it's called Dries Clear and it's by a company called Art Glitter. Most of the places you get it, you have to get the precision tip separately. Where I get it from at the Craft Channel, they actually include it in the package with two tubes of glue. But if you're getting it from somewhere that does it separately, you will need to get the precision tip as an extra. So I'm going to keep adding each of my layers one at a time, making sure I've got all of the edges as flush as I can when I'm gluing them together. And this will actually form the walls of our shaker element. So it means then that we don't need any 3D foam tape or foam tabs or anything, because this will actually form the walls, and we don't need that, because if you use 3D foam pads or tape, sometimes that can kind of limit you on the shape of your shaker element. But this way we can have it the shape we want. But the even better bit is we've actually got 2 pockets, so we can add 2 different colour of sequins. In my case I've used sequins, so I can add 2 different colours into the 2 different pockets. Okay, now I will admit I did make a little schoolboy error here, because I glued my panels onto the front of my place card before I added my shaker element. Now that didn't go quite as well as it should, because you can see it's over to the right hand side. Why I didn't see that at the time I don't know, but it would have been a lot more evident if I'd put my shaker element into place first. So I would recommend that, to glue your shaker element into place first. Okay, so my the walls of my shaker element here have had a little bit of a chance to dry, so now I'm going to glue that into place. Now if you follow the top of your acorn, then you'll have it in the right place. You just need to make sure that it's flush with the top of that section of your place card, and that'll be in the right place. Okay, so now I'm happy that's taken hold. I've separated out 2 different colours of sequins, and these are some quite small sequins. I added a little bit too I've got a tendency to add too much, and if you add too many, then they've got no room to shake. So I'm just taking a few out. So I'm adding brown to the top, and I've got some green ones that I'm going to add to the bottom for a bit of contrast. And then when I'm happy that I've got the right kind of amount of sequins in there, I need to add some glue to the back of my acetate piece, and then we'll pop that on top. So in essence, the acetate is going to be sandwiched between 2 layers of the kind of acorn outline. So I'm just putting that in place, and if you like, you can add a weight or something, you know, sit something on top and let that give the glue a moment to take hold, because it takes a little bit longer on acetate. And there you have it. There's your shaker place card in an acorn shape to match your autumn theme collection. And if you do it, you can glue your bits on straight. And I hope it's a welcome addition to your Thanksgiving or autumn dinner table.